All right, whose first time is it to a Motivational Monday?
Mine.
Oh, yay, we have a couple new guests. Okay, so Connor, if you wouldn't mind introducing your guest and where you're calling from.
So my guest, this is my darling mother, Roseanne. We are tuning in from Cambridge, Massachusetts. It's a beautiful day outside, so we're sitting out on the porch. Massachusetts thinks it's Los Angeles right now, so we're enjoying it while we can.
Awesome. Welcome.
Welcome.
And would you mind sharing one thing that you're just excited about in general?
Who, me or my mom?
Mom.
Both of us. Well, I'm excited that my mom's joining me for this call, so that's my excited thing.
Except I'm jet lagged.
Okay.
She's back from vacation, so she's excited to be home.
Yay, welcome back.
4 hours of sleep, 7 hours spent in the airport waiting for a transfer. Got back at, Connor picked us up at 5 in the morning and I had to teach at 9 in the morning.
Oh boy, what'd you teach?
I'm a dancer. I teach
Oh,
dance.
very cool. We have some dancers on the call. We have some dancers in the room. Excellent. All right, welcome, Mom. What was your name one more time?
Roseanne.
Roseanne, welcome, Roseanne. Okay.
Roseanne with a Z.
Roseanne.
With the Z.
With
a Z.
A Z.
Gotcha, Roseanne.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, if we were married, it would be Roseanne Zans. Okay. Next first timers.
Esther. Yeah.
Yay, give it up for Esther. All right, Esther, and where are you calling in from today?
Montreal. My apartment.
Very cool. We are international. And would you mind sharing one thing that you're excited about?
Well, I am very excited to be coming to LA on Wednesday. So I'm going to be with you guys very soon, and I can't wait.
Well, we are excited to meet you as well. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Okay, so we have Esther and Nikki, have you been on Motivational Mondays before?
I have, and this is actually the first one I've been able to get on in the past 6 months because teaching is over with for right now, so I'm actually finally able to get on a Motivational Monday.
Yay, welcome, Nikki. All right, where are you videoing in from?
Oh, I am in St. Louis, Missouri.
How cool is this? We're like all over, we love technology, that we're in Canada and we're in Massachusetts and we're in Los Angeles. Actually, Gloria's in Canada as well, in Montreal as well. And Alexis is in Massachusetts as well, in Boston. So we are all over. And there's one call-in person. We don't see your face. Who's calling in?
Hey, it's Kristen. Sorry, I'm out of data, so I can't zoom in.
Not a problem. Well, welcome, Kristen. Awesome. Okay, very cool. So, hello, everybody. Welcome to Motivational Monday. Hey. And it's very, very exciting to be here. And so we got new people coming in. We got new people joining the call. Welcome. So, as most of you know, if it's your first time, what we do here at Motivational Monday is we really work on personal development. We work on mindset. As health coaches, we have a philosophy, and that is that great results are a combination of 20% fitness, 80% nutrition, and 100% mindset. And, so often people know how to do the 20 and the 80%. So the 20% is exercising your body, whether that's through push-ups and sit-ups or some sort of fitness activity. It's something like that. The 80% is, as we have our partnership with Herbalife, the 80% is really all about eating healthy, balanced diets, eating healthy, balanced meals, and then combining that with Herbalife nutrition to really making sure that you're getting everything that your body needs, all the vitamins, all the minerals, all the protein, all the nutrition. So we know that that gets great results. And then we always talk about that mindset component, because it's the mindset component that pushes you through the challenging spots. It's the mindset component is where you grow. So we always talk about the mindset, but a lot of people, until they come to Motivational Monday and have a dog licking their face, Connor, which is awesome. Hi, welcome, doggy. So until they come to Motivational Monday, they often don't know, what is it that I can do, like actively, to build my mindset, to grow my personal development. And so that's really what we do here. And we do that through conversations. We do that through videos. We do that through exercises. We do that through a whole number of different ways. And really, it often starts with awareness. So I was on a call this morning, which was an extraordinary team call, motivational call. I was actually on 2 of them. And in the first one, we talked a lot about awareness. And really, until you have the awareness, often you don't have the ability to actually do something about it, because you're really not able to have the awareness of what you're supposed to be even looking at or thinking about. So what I wanted to do today was I wanted to introduce a concept that some of you may have already heard of before, but we're also going to do a follow-up exercise, and I'm really excited about it because this is something that is really intended to create happiness and joy in our lives. So who wants extra happiness and joy in their life? All right, so me too. So by the way, almost everything I bring to Motivational Monday is what I want for myself. So here's the lesson number 1. When you want something for yourself, teach it to others, introduce it to others, pay it forward. This is what my wife, Monica Zanz, always says. She says, see your greatness, be your greatness, and pay it forward. And what she talks about is that you often don't really get the lesson until you teach it to someone else. It's almost like math. My son is in 5th grade, and I can do his math homework with him, but when it comes time to have me teach him how to do it, it takes a whole new level of understanding to be able to demonstrate it to him, to be able to teach him, to be able to block it and chunk it in a way so that he gets the concepts. So really, we always talk about paying it forward. So just so you know, this is a big, big petri dish where I get to do the experiments of where do I want to grow and where do I want to learn. And what's so great is I learned so much from you guys by sharing the stuff that, I'm always working on. And that's what we do here. So today's introductory topic is called Big Rocks. Anybody here heard the conversation about big rocks before? Great. Perfect. Okay. So you can see this little chart that I've created here. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Okay. So was that a yes or no? Are you laughing at my drawing?
No, we can see it.
They can see it. Yeah, no, but you see them. They're there. They can see it. Yes, clearly everyone here in the room can see it as well. Okay. So here, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to spotlight video. All right, so hopefully it's going to stick with me for a while. And so you guys can see here. So here's the question. The question is, you've got 3 vials. One is full of big rocks, another one is full of pebbles, and then another one is full of sand. And so the challenge is, how do you get these into here? Okay? So what a lot of people might do is they might start with the sand and they pour it in, right? So if you pour the sand in, then you get your sand to here, right? And then you throw in the pebbles, and then you got your pebbles here, right? And then you get your big rocks, and it's like, oh, okay, that's not gonna work. Is that clear to everybody out there in the internet world? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Cool. So there's another way to do it. By the way, I'm an amazing artist, aren't I?
Yes.
So there's another way to do it. here is, for the sake of time and efficiency, I'm giving you the answer, okay? Because then we're going to get to work. The way to do it, actually, who knows the answer? Connor! All right, Connor, what's the answer?
The answer is you start with the big rocks first, and then then you go with the pebbles and then the sand. Because when you start with the big things, the most important things that take up the most time and energy, the smaller things can then fit themselves into the cracks.
Yes. So we start with the big rocks. Then we pour in the pebbles, and the pebbles go here, right? And then we pour in the sand, and the sand fills in the rest. And that's how we're able to get it all in. So, what does this have to do with life? Who has a guess or who wants to share what this has to do with life? Mr. Joshua Ray. Mr. Joshua Ray is back. Give it up for Mr. Joshua Ray.
All right, all right. Hey, everybody. So this deals with life, with whatever those, you know what this is, again, Motivational Monday always has something to do with whatever's going on in my life right now. All right. You have your big things in life that you may need to be getting done, whether it be inviting clients down to the club, or maybe you have taxes to pay, or you have a car that needs to be fixed, or you know, you have a girlfriend that you need to tell to leave me alone, or whatever things may be. You get these little things, and they can seem like a big thing. They can take up all your time in your head, but you get the big things out of the way. You do them first, and now everything else, it ends up falling into place and just happening so much easier and efficiently. And you spend your energy, when you first have your energy, on the things that require the heavy lifting, instead of spending all of your energy on all these little itty bitty things. And by the time you get to the things that require the heavy lifting, you have no energy for them. And of course, they don't get done well.
There you go. Thank you, Mr. Joshua Ray. So yes. So big rocks, my big rocks, a date with my wife, time with my kids, going to the gym, meal prepping, right? And how often do my big rocks not get put into my jar because they're being filled with all the little sand and the pebbles that really aren't as important to me, that don't fill my soul, that bring me joy? Is this resonating with anybody?
Yeah.
So here's where we're going to start. So we talked about awareness a little bit earlier. So I'm going to my notes here. So the first thing is we're going to do, the first exercise is identify. So we're going to take a moment to write a list. And what are your big rocks? What are the things that if you had nothing else to do on your schedule, like literally no other commitments, no other requirements, things that were really important to you, that bring you joy, that build your business, that keep you healthy, that make you happy. These are your big rocks. So please start by creating a list of your big rocks. I'm going to put some music on. Hold on. I was like, take it on here, by the way. Big rocks? Yes. Like activity. Something related to cars. Family time. Like going to a dealership and like looking at the new seat. Right? If you could schedule time for that once a month, how fulfilling would that be? Or once a week? These are big rocks. Should I clarify that? Yeah, I think so. I wouldn't bring that in. You know, bit batteries? So I want to clarify, because we're having a conversation here about what are some more examples of big rocks. And so big rocks really, so I was talking with Blaine, and so for Blaine, playing basketball would be a big rock. And again, because we're not looking at things that he has to do. We're not looking at things that he's doing just for growing his business or whatever. What are things that bring him joy? That if he had all the time in the world, like what his life would, how much more fulfilled and joyful he would be in his life if he played basketball at least once a week. Or for Josh Ray, it's going to look at going to a car dealership and test driving a car. You know, going to the Mercedes dealership one week, going to the BMW dealership the next week. The man loves cars, lives, breathes cars. And if he were able to put that in to his life somehow, that would fill him. So those are some examples of big rocks. And you're going to see that we're not necessarily able to get all of our big rocks into our jar, but just having the awareness of what the big rocks are is critical, because we're tapping back into what makes us happy, what brings us joy. All right. Right? This is fun. Okay, a little bit more music, Josh Ray. We're going to keep going. We're going to do this for a little while because this is a fun exercise. Right? You're having fun.
Oh, yeah.
What? No, it's like what qualifies as because obviously if you had infinite, you want some big rocks? Eating sushi. Oh yeah. Okay. But if you had like infinite finance, eating sushi, playing basketball. Yeah, it's good money. Sure, why not? By the way, then you can be reasonable. That's what I mean. But like going to Nike Town and just looking at it, that'd be fun. It's not Nike. Yeah, I'm like getting dressed. Trying to move clothes. I think that's a great quantifying point there, saying that it's joy, because I started off my big rock, like things that I really feel like I have to do. Right? So things that bring me joy. No. Going to a theater. Yeah. I wrote that down. Live performance. Yeah, like what? Like, and by the way, those are inexpensive. They can be. So you could go to like some really inexpensive stuff, like going to a live comedy show, going to the movies, watching Game of Thrones last night at 1 a.m.
What's that? Oh. You see the look on his face? All right. Okay. So I just, we're going to maybe do this for a little bit longer, but what I wanted to do is start the conversation of sharing. And often what happens during this conversation is that your list will grow, because you're going to hear ideas and then you're going to go, oh yeah, okay, I like that one. So why don't we start with whoever wants to go first. Raise your, oh, look at that. I love Alexis so much. She is so amazing. Even before I can ask the question, she's raising her hand. You know, always sharing, always contributing. Amazing. So, Alexis, why don't you share some of your big rocks, please?
Okay. My biggest rock is diabetes. That's like my main, what I love to do. Like even I wrap my business around it, but it's just something that I've been really passionate about. So I love being a camp counselor. That's one of my biggest rocks, because I love being around children with diabetes and mentoring them so that they can see that there's a brighter future. And then I love watching airplanes. I think it's really relaxing. And being in nature, in the woods, like fishing and things like that. Spending time with my grandparents and going to the gym.
Awesome. Great. Give it up for Alexis. Okay, and we're just going to share for a while because really this is in creation mode before we actually get into action with it. So this is a really fun part. So who's next? Liam.
Yes. So first thing that popped into my head was the beach. For me, the beach is like a Zen place of relaxation, really clear my mind. Along with it, it's surfing, going to the gym, traveling. I love traveling and seeing new places. Talking to my family. I love spending time, on Skype, talking to my family overseas. Playing the guitar, sit for 2 hours and just play the guitar. And spending time with friends.
Great. Awesome. Give it up for Liam.
Yay!
Okay. Who's next? Go, Luke.
All right, awesome, guys. Mine's really similar to Liam's. Number one is time with family. The number two thing I put down is physical activity, preferably outside, being part of nature. So I think that's a big one to this group. And, ideally it's going to be surfing. At any time I'm kind of in my head or being grumpy, Megan always tells me, go surfing, get out of here, go surfing. So that's a huge one for me. Positively affecting someone on a daily basis, having some sort of interaction with a new person. Music is huge. Playing my guitar always puts me in a space when I can share, and have a positive effect on someone. And then spending time with friends is huge for me. The more the merrier, I always say. Traveling is a big thing within, every few months I got to go experience a new place, new things, have that spark in my brain to make me really create what I want in my own life on a daily basis. And then envisioning goals being accomplished down the road. That's a big one for me. Okay. Just getting in a state of mind when I know things are on the way. And having fun is the last one I put down.
Awesome. Great. Thank you, Luke. Thank you, Luke. All right. Anyone else? Who wants to share next?
Yeah.
Gloria.
Yeah, I'm going to try my best. Short. My main rock is my quality of life because I want to have a long life. I'm already 64, so I must take care of that because I'm going retiring soon. So, nutrition, first things. Exercise, okay? So I'm thinking with that, I'm gonna assure my way, my path, we're having a better attitude, positive point of views, so my pebbles will be placed very good. The sand is for after.
Perfect. So let me ask you about that. So in terms of fitness, so you said
Yes.
fitness and nutrition. So what are some things that, because there's a million different types of fitness activities that you can choose from. What are your Big Rock's fitness activities? Because I know, for example, Blaine, his fitness, he goes to the gym all the time, but that would almost be like a medium rock or a pebble. Like his Big Rock is the basketball. That's something that when he does it, it brings him like probably the greatest amount of joy, especially when I shoot and score over him. So he said that's a fantasy, and he's correct. So
dreams are always good.
Yes, dreams are good. That's next week. Yes. So Gloria, what are some of the fitness Big Rocks?
Well, is continuing or following the same kind of exercise, and with the coach I have at the middle of the day, 3 times a week. It's 1 hour each time. So lately I couldn't go, but I'm starting again this week, not the next one, this week.
Great.
So I do that, and after with the weekends with my husband, we have talked already. We're gonna use Saturdays and Sundays to practice all we learn during the week with us, between us. I mean, going out or inside. We have several places around here we can do and practice exercise.
Amazing. Great. Give it up for Gloria.
Thank you.
All right, let's do 2 more shares. Who's next? Julianne. Give it up for Julianne.
Hello, everybody. My biggest rock, I would say, is my family and friends. And like, if I could talk on the phone all day to them, I would do that. Another one is yoga. If I could do yoga for 2 hours every day, I would do that. I also love like being outside, going to farmers markets and just like walking around and shopping. And then another big one for me is sewing and making my own clothes because I want to, not because I have to for school.
Great, great, awesome. Love that. Okay, and then last but not least, who is last? Mr. Parker Gookin. All right, hello. So some of my big rocks, one of my biggest is dancing. Actually, I love dancing. It's my favorite kind of fitness and just thing that brings me joy. Also, listening to new music and discovering new music. I also really love trying new foods, and especially if I'm with people who also have like a joy for cuisine and food. I love experiencing that with them. Let's see, and tied into that is brunch. I'm like a big brunch. And then private quiet time. So that's kind of, whether it be like meditation or just a moment to kind of sit with myself and just kind of take in my surroundings. I could be at the beach or anywhere, but just knowing that I have in my day that time where it's really just for me. And then friend time and family time. Great. Awesome. Okay. Thank you, Parker.
Hey, Parker.
Okay. So here's the key. So the key is, most of us are very goal-driven. And most of us really are intending to create businesses, are intending to create extraordinary lives, intending to create great results. So it's not like we can necessarily be doing all of our big rocks all the time. But once we have the awareness, once we've identified these are things that fill me. I'm going to tangent for a moment. But there's a conversation that I have with my kids all the time where we talk about our buckets and keeping our buckets full. And essentially, buckets are kind of like imaginary things. It's really just a device that they really get and that we're able to use to kind of visualize how we're feeling emotionally. So when you get a good night's sleep, you wake up typically with a full bucket. And that's just how we are as human beings. If you don't get a good night's sleep, maybe your bucket isn't totally full. But you wake up and your bucket is full. And then what happens is really often in life, we start to get our bucket emptied. We see an email and there's something that we were supposed to do and we didn't. We get some news that isn't great, really what we wanted. We start thinking about everything we wanted to do for the day. People start having negativity towards us. My kids are complaining and they're not listening. So these things empty our buckets. And so, okay. Oh, got it. And so what's up to us is to actually refill our buckets and do activities that refill our buckets so that our buckets are actually overflowing, so that the people who are standing next to us are actually getting wet. They're getting the flow from our buckets, which may actually even be filling their buckets as well. Okay? And we're not there's no responsibility about it. It's not like that's your job to impact the people so that they must have this. But just by naturally being a full bucket, that inspires others to be the same. And so the big rocks are really intended to fill your bucket. And the thing is, often when we look at our schedules, our big rocks are missing. So I was talking to Josh Ray. I didn't have Josh share, but he's a theater major. I'm sorry, and he's not in school anymore. He's an actor, and he loves the theater. And so, you know, one of his big rocks was going to a live performance. For me, it's going to the movies. And I don't go to the movies anymore. I'm just too busy. And every single time I sit in a movie theater, I just get full. And I usually, Monica, my wife, is sitting next to me, and I hold her hand, and it's like, it's just the greatest moment because we just love that shared experience. And I don't do it because I have the pebbles in the sand, which are all the little tasks of life, filling up my schedule before I put in my big rocks. I'm with you, Connor.
Everything is awesome.
That's right. That's right. So what I want us to do now is just take a moment. If you have your schedule, if you have your calendar on your computer, on your phone, look at this month. Alexis has it ready to go. Love it. Look at your schedule and look. And I want you to identify either from last month or this current month where you have scheduled and executed on the big rock. I want us to create awareness as to whether or not we're nurturing ourselves and filling up our buckets with these things that we know as big rocks.
No.
So as you're doing that, I would love for people, they're going to see stuff. I'd love to share because I want to hear from people. Yes, you don't have to get up. You can just share.
I actually did, was cognizant of it 2 weeks ago that I needed to try something different to meet other people, just to get a different flow of energy. And I did a meetup, and I went to the House of Blues.
Oh.
And it was a live performance, and I'm there. I'm not a dancer. It's not really my thing, but like I was there, and I started dancing with folks at this live blues performance, and I felt so much energy and joy from hanging out that particular night. And that I went and I made it a point the next Wednesday, my next evening off, to go to another live performance up at Howl at the Moon in Universal City Walk here in Hollywood. And I found that going to these live performances, the man's got to eat, nutrient timing. Going to these live performances really helped to give me some energy. And on top, I love new people. So I got a chance to be around new people that I'd never met before.
All right.
And that was really cool.
Awesome. So his big rock that he did, going to a live performance. How many people like to go dancing? How many people would say that that's something that fills their bucket, like going out and going dancing? How many people actually went out dancing in the last month? All right. So, okay. We got like, two people online? Carmen, we can't see you, but I think you're there as well. Roseanne was definitely there. So that's like a perfect example. Like how many people, there's Carmen, how many people could actually, if they wanted to, pick a night where they really do have time in their schedule that wouldn't impact their business, that wouldn't impact their school, that wouldn't impact anything, or their budget, because there's ways of doing it inexpensively. How many people could schedule a dancing event in the upcoming month and that would probably bring them joy, but they haven't done it, right? So that's really the intention of this conversation. We are not doing all the things that we love to do because we're not prioritizing them. We're not prioritizing ourselves. We're not prioritizing our lives. Let me say it differently. I am not doing all the things that I want to be doing because I'm not prioritizing them. It's up to you to declare if that's true for you as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So that's really the next step. So, you know, what we like to do in Motivational Monday is we don't just have a conversation, but we actually give you a tool that you could then follow to then have more joy, to have more fun. So step one, identify. What are your big rocks? And here's the thing, be as specific as possible. So if exercise is a big rock, then really make it play basketball. Like what type of exercise? If it's time with your family, well, you know what? There's probably time with your family that's more fulfilling than others. Maybe, you know, time with your family cleaning out your garage versus time with your family where you're playing categories, you know, and having fun. So really be specific with what your big rocks are. So identify, and then the next one is schedule. Look at your schedule and say, listen, this is where I can put them in. You don't necessarily have to start with every big rock that you have, but start with one, start with two, and just schedule it and put it into your schedule. And then really see whether or not when you look at your schedule, so really, you know, this is actually, there's a scheduling exercise here where you look at your blank month. You look at your month and have it be blank, and you start with your big rocks. And you go, okay, I'm going to do dancing this night. I'm going to go work out at this time. You know, if fitness is your thing, then I'm going to start my big rocks every single day from Monday through Friday at 9:30 a.m. I'm going to be at the gym. Those are my big rocks. And I'm going to fit everything else around that. Because I know that if I have that, then I'm going to feel fulfilled. You know, it's this little, I was working in the film industry a number of years ago, and there was a gentleman who was very successful. He was Robin Williams' agent at the time. And I remember that I was speaking with him, and his assistant said, Mike, you have a call. And he heard who it was, and he said, I need to go. This is the only thing that's important to me to get done all day today. And that was like his one big rock. So most of us, if we really, really, really look at our days, if we were to look at all of our activity, the priority of how critical the things that we're doing, they often really don't point to exactly what we're trying to create in life. They often don't point to exactly what our goals are or really the most effective use of our time. And often, you know, they say that when you have like gas expands to the maximum capacity, like they say that, they say that if you have like 10 things to do, whoever that is might want to mute themselves. Who do we got? Who's got the call? Hello? Okay. Thank you. So, you know, typically they say that if you have 10 important things to do and you have 2 hours to get it done, it's going to take you 2 hours to get it done. And if you have 10 hours of 10 important things to do and you've got 1 hour to get it done, that's often the amount of time it'll take for you to get it done. Like meetings run to the allotted time of the meeting. And it's because it's like mass expands to maximum capacity. So if whatever you have to get done, typically, if you get those big rocks in, everything else will fill in around it. So number one, identify the big rocks. Number two, look at your schedule and schedule them, okay? And we're not talking about not working anymore. We're not talking about not getting all the important things done anymore, but put in a big rock, put in 2 big rocks. So here's the next thing. This isn't a very, very, very important one. What is your support structure? How often do you put something in your calendar that's going to love yourself and reward yourself, and then you get too busy and you don't do it? Does that happen to anybody? Raise your hand if that resonates with you. Okay, good. So make your big rocks have some type of support structure. Do it with someone. If it's going to the movies, make sure that you've invited at least one other person, because now you can't back out. We love to disappoint ourselves. We're much harder. It's much easier for us to not disappoint others. It's strange. I'm created that as a we. I'm going to say it as an I, but does it resonate when I say that it's easier to disappoint yourself than it is to disappoint others? So that's a support. So what is your support structure? Okay, so let's look at one specifically. So Alexis. So being in nature.
Yes.
Were you in nature last month?
No, sorry, the phone's almost done. That's
Okay,
me.
so that was you. It was you. Okay, so do you want you? So pick one of your big rocks. You shared some of your big rocks. Pick one, whether it's diabetes. Okay, great. So what's your big rocks for? What's your big rock action for next month?
With nature.
Or with diabetes, or whichever one you want to choose.
Next month, I'm volunteering at another Tour de Cure up in Maine to help support the Red Riders that are riding in the race.
Great. And so people know that you're going to be there. And if you're not there, there's a big missing. And you're frozen. But I'm assuming that that's a yes. So if you notice, great. So that's great. I love using Alexis as an example because she's often in action even before we've talked about it. So what did she do? She identified what brings her joy, and that's making a difference, and especially with children with diabetes. She actually found an opportunity. She put it in her schedule, and she told people that she was going to be there. Now there's a support structure. Awesome. Who's the next person who's going to add a new big rock to this upcoming month? Luke, what is it?
Yeah, I'll go. One of mine is going to concert. Okay. I'm big on concerts. You know, we're in the mecca of concerts here in Los Angeles. And since I've moved back in January, I haven't been to a concert. So I'm going to go find the biggest, baddest concert in town and go to it next month.
Got it. Heather said she wants to go.
Love it. Let's go.
Okay.
Anybody can come.
So can I
go get your ticket for you?
Can I share with you my own experience in a potential pitfall?
Yeah.
So what I often do is I will say I want to go to a concert, and then I look through all the dates. I look through everything that's coming up. And then like the one that I really want to go to is not happening this month. It's happening like next month or the following month. And then I'm just like, okay, so I won't go to this one. I'll go to that one. Right. And it's 2 months from now. What I would say is pick a date. Do you mind if I give you some suggestions?
Yeah, of course. I love it.
I started with the suggestions before asking for permission. Great. So pick a date and say, this is my concert night. I'm going to go to a show. I live in Los Angeles. There's probably at least 1,000 live music events happening in Los Angeles on that given night. Now, it might not be U2, but it might be something that, you'll enjoy regardless, whether it's, a jazz band at a jazz, place down the street.
Right.
So number one, identify your big rock. I am going to go to a show. Number two, schedule it. Pick a date, schedule it. Third one, support structure. Tell your wife, guess what? We're going to a show, or I'm going to a show. Get that babysitter, right?
Yeah.
Step 4, create your support structure. Heather's going with you.
All right.
All right?
Like it.
Perfect. Perfect. Step 5. Any guesses what step 5 is?
Go.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so step 5 actually happens after you go. Pay it forward. Share with people how awesome it was. Well, first of all, what's funny is in our business, there's pre-promotion and there's post-promotion. And it's like, it's literally, this is really what we do. It's inspiring people to be living a great life, inspiring people to show them that what we do is we're able to really do things that bring us joy. And so that's the thing, Luke, is, you pick your date, you pick your event, share with people how excited they are. If you don't want to go along alone, if you share with people that you're going to this concert and that you're excited, I promise you that there's the very strong possibility on Facebook that some people are going to say, I want to go too. I want to go too. I want to go too. And by the way, in our business, they might be clients. They also might be people that you've been talking to our business about, but haven't necessarily found a way. It's a new opportunity that's not necessarily just come to a fit club or come to an event. So, right? And then, so you get your support structure, you get it handled, and then you get to pay. And then once it's done, you take your pictures and you share with people. Because when you pay it forward, what is it doing? It's showing people that they could be doing this for themselves as well.
Nice.
Right?
Love that.
Awesome. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Jen.
Fantastico. Yes.
All right. Okay. So next, who else wants to share one that they want to create for the upcoming month? Mr. Joshua Ray, come on up here.
I was thinking in terms of, so Jan, hello, new people, hello. So Jan had said that, go to a car dealership, but I was thinking like group activities. Los Angeles is not only the mecca for music, it is the mecca for people that love cars. So something I'd noticed years before that I wasn't doing when I first moved out here is that there are car shows everywhere out here. All right, there are enthusiast clubs, and you get to see all kinds of great whatevers all over the place. And I'm going to fit into my schedule some kind of car show. Be it a club meetup for BMW, Mercedes, Alfa Romeo, somebody will have something with motors, and there will be fun and cars. And I will go to this.
Okay, so hold on. Let's go through the steps.
Okay.
Step one.
Step one is to identify a date I will be available to go to a car show.
Great.
All right. Step two is to find said car show. 3 would be to put it out to my friends, family, and the ether. All right. I'm going to a show on this date. Come with me. All right. And then go and then tell everybody about it. I will take all kinds of awesome pictures because that's what I do now. And I will put them on social media, and you will see awesome pictures of videos and cars and me.
Awesome.
Sound cool?
Sounds cool.
Awesome.
So my only suggestion would be, in case there's not a car show on that date that's not available, that you create something that's car related that fills your bucket about cars. So even if it's not, because in life we have a picture and we go, I want to do this because this is exactly what I want and I know it. But then often along the way, something else comes up and it's actually even more enjoyable and not what we expected.
Okay.
So I say you commit to the date, you commit to the rock, the big rock, and hopefully there'll be a car show. But even if there's not, use that time to fill your bucket.
Cool.
Sounds good?
The Hot Wheels car show.
What's that, Connor?
The Hot Wheels car show.
There you go.
There we go.
Awesome.
They actually have those.
Very cool. Give it up for Josh Ray. Okay, so we have a few more minutes. I'm excited to hear what people, what else, because really what I want to do is I want some people to identify their big rocks, put them into their schedule, and then share with them next week, the following week, so that we're all experiencing more joy, our buckets being full, this working. So who's next? Connor!
Cool, yay. One of my big rocks, I'm sure a lot of us share this, is family.
Yay.
Yay. And, I now have a great opportunity to be back with my family.
Yay.
Yay. And,
Yay.
Anyway.
Whatever you're going to say, I support it.
So, yeah. So, I think that, we should take the time to actually do like a family activity together, which, oftentimes, like you were saying, there's difference between like being together and like cleaning out your garage or like playing categories or something like that, and having like a family game night, which we haven't done in who knows how many years, for good reasons. But I would really love to do that. So that's something that I would love to do with my family next month.
We need a referee when we do family games.
All right, so there you go. There's your support structure. Either invite someone over as the referee, create a Zoom, and I'll be there. I can even play as long as you don't mind me dominating.
Hey, debatable. That last categories was, I believe I won, actually.
I live in the moment. Awesome. Yeah. All right. So, Mom, how does that sound for a family game night coming up?
We have so much fun just being together that a structured game sometimes gets really out of hand because we all have to win.
Okay. Perfect.
Sounds great.
Good. All right. Well, you guys will work out what fills the bucket, but I love that. So perfect. And remember, now you can just go through the steps. The steps are you identified and then schedule and then support, and then pay it forward. We want those pictures. Cool.
Oh, well, maybe take some videos and, you know, yeah, PG-13 probably.
Hopefully.
Okay.
We need an editor, actually.
Is there anyone else who wants to share? Carmen, I saw you were itching there. Go for it, Carmen.
Okay, so of course there's like this magical thing that happens around Motivational Mondays, where someone else mentioned that earlier. Joshua Ray, I think he was like, Motivational Mondays always have to do something with what I'm going through right now. So just to share, last week for me, my bucket got to like empty. And it was really funny because I had a wonderful conversation with Jan and Monica, and we were talking about like filling up the bucket. And it's so interesting because one of the things on my list when we did it earlier was time in nature. And so I had scheduled for today, for this afternoon, I have a hike, and I actually have a hike with a friend so that, you know, I have to go, like that accountability was created. And what's awesome is putting that big rock in, some of the little ones trickled in as well. So I got, one of the other things on my list is acting and voiceovers. And I don't know, I set up that big rock for myself for today, and then there's some voiceovers that came in, and it's just like the law of attraction at its best. So thank you, Jan, for these awesome like tidbits and like making sure that we step into action, because getting into action like just creates momentum. And yeah, it's kind of cool because when you start talking about the rocks, it's like, oh my God, that's exactly what's happening today. So thanks.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you very much, Carmen. I'm glad that you're doing it. And that's really like, that's the intention. The intention is you should be able to look at your schedule with a yellow highlighter, and you should look and say, like, look at your schedule for the month and just go, okay, these are my rocks. Like, these are the things that bring me joy. And you know, when my wife, Monica, what she does is when she talks to people about creating their schedule, that she actually has them color code them. So you can look at your schedule and you can really see, this is the stuff that brings me joy. This is the stuff that is business related. This is the stuff that, you know, different categories. And then when you do that, you look at your schedule, and often you're like, oh my God, like my schedule, I've got the wrong colors in here, you know? And so that's really, it's all about the awareness now. So what we've created today is the awareness of, are we taking our big rocks, the things that bring us joy? What are the things that we're going to remember when we're 90 years old? It's the things that bring us joy. And those are the things that we need to be doing, or that we have the opportunity to be doing. So that's really, really like to then be intentional with our lives. That's what we're up to here, is not just being at the result of everything that's happening, but being intentional with our lives and really taking the time to identify, this is what I love. This is when I'm going to do it. This is how I'm going to ensure I'm going to do it. And this is how I'm going to share it with people so that they can see that it's possible for them as well. So how is that for everyone? You like that conversation? Yeah. Great. So we have 5 more minutes. And I just wanted to end with this little video that I've shown, I showed about a year ago, that I love, because we've been talking about awareness. And so in order to continue the awareness conversation, it's not going to lead to an entire conversation, but I just think it's really fun. And for me, the point of this conversation is really that there's so much power in awareness, and that there's things, well, I'll wait to add to what it means to me until after we've watched it. So let me go here to share screen. Okay, you guys can all see my screen. I can go a little bit bigger. Here we go.
This is an awareness test. How many passes does the team in white make? Go! The answer is 13. But did you see the moonwalking bear?
Okay. How many of you saw the moonwalking bear? Hold on, I'm sorry, I'm not seeing you all. Hold on. Let me go back to gallery view. Okay, there you go. All right, so for those of you who it was the first time, let me ask differently. Yeah, how many of you saw the moonwalking bear for your first time? Okay, right? Was that funny? You're all on mute, but I know you're all laughing hysterically, right? Luke, you liked it.
No, the funny thing was I was so proud of myself for getting 13, and I definitely didn't see that bear.
Right? Right? I'm with you. That's where I was too. I was like, yes, 13. I am right. Awesome. And yeah, so that is, and here's the thing. When you watch that video again, all you're going to see is the dancing bear. It's like so obvious. So there's so many things that in our lives, they're so obvious, and yet we're not putting our awareness towards them. And so we just miss them. And so there's an exercise in like, what are you putting your awareness to? What are you looking towards? You know, in the book, The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, he talks about how we are bombarded with stimulation. Like we're getting like literally like millions of different types of messages to our brain every single day, every single day. And what we're remembering and what we're paying attention to, it's what our brain it gets to choose, really, like what are we paying attention to? And the things that we remember are the things that land as important to us. And this is the power of awareness. And we get to choose where we put our awareness. You know, it's like you're saying, when you come from an awareness of the world is just messed up and look how selfish people are, I promise you, throughout your day, you're going to encounter the most selfish people you've ever seen, because that's where your awareness will be, and that's what you're going to be looking for. And if you have the awareness of what a miracle life is, and people are beautiful, and imagine it's so great to see all the acts of kindness that happen every day. And if that's your awareness, I promise you're going to see people opening up doors. You're going to see people smiling. You're going to see people saying thank you. And that's where your awareness is. So we have that opportunity. You guys are creating that awareness by being here at Motivational Monday and being intentional on working on your minds as well as your bodies and your hearts and your souls and every other realm that we do here. And I'm so excited to have shared this hour with you guys. And I hope you have the most amazing week. I hope you all take your big rocks, and I hope you schedule some of them and you act on them and you get some of your support structure. And please share the structure. You know, it only does so much good when it stays inside your own mind. But act on it, and then someone else, share with them that you identified it and you scheduled it and you supported it and you paid it forward. So thank you, everybody. I wish you all a great week. Happy Motivational Monday.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.